white would melt the bead on the tire. Look how close the inside of the tire is to that brake rotor that's cherry red.
A whole bunch of the Texaco Haviland Ford in his rear view mirror, driven by Rush.
Last time by, Tony Stewart was a little quicker. That may be because he was in front.
So far, Tony has led 65 laps. Rusty Wallace has led 53. And Mark Martin has also led here at Martinsville. They're the top 5. Stewart, Rudd, Earnhardt, Mike Skinner, and Jeff Burton. More from Martinsville in a moment.
He was in front. He was behind the 4 because the 4 had passed him on the outside when he got jammed up in that traffic right after the race. Yeah.
Beside that 97 trying to get by him for about 5 laps on the outside, and that 97 just racing him and rubbing him going on. Sterling just hit the brakes, got right behind him and hit him right down there and drove right on by on the inside. He said, I'll fix that.
Benny Parsons, Ned Jarrett, John Kernan, Bill Weber, and Dr. Jerry Punch. Back with you at Martinsville Speedway in Virginia. It's the NAPA AutoCare 500. Here are the top 6 in the point standings going into this race, and here's where they are running. 3 of the top 6 are running in the top 5, and 5 are running within the top 10. Dale Jarrett, who started 31st, has moved up to 17th. He, of course, is 3rd in the point standing.
Actually, there are 4 in the top 5.
Yeah, that's right. Stewart is the leader of the race by about 1/3 of a second, or that much, as we ride along with the second-place car of Ricky Rudd.
I've been able to pull away by about 10 or 12 car lengths from Dale Earnhardt. There you see him coming in the picture. Earnhardt has a pretty decent lead on his teammate, Mike Skinner.
Like Jeff Burton is starting to come back to the front. We saw Bobby Hamilton, the Kodak Film Chevrolet, pass Jeff Burton just after the restart. Burton's been able to pass him back, and now he's on the back bumper of Mike Skinner, trying to take over that 4th spot.
We had a computer glitch. Tony Stewart has led 102 laps now. Rusty Wallace 53. Our computer was showing that Mark Martin had led, but he has not. Only 2 leaders to this point. Wasn't my fault, BP. It was the computer.
Oh, yeah.
You know, always blame Mr. Dwayne.
You're so sympathetic.
I knew that's what it was, Bob.
Thank you, Ned.
Burton still trying to look low on Mike Skinner. might have something here. And Skinner's going to let him go.
Jeff Burton to fourth. Ward is already out of the race. He was the first out. Here's first and second. There is Earnhardt, who's only less than a second back of...
Oh, we got
a big crash.
The 50 car is involved, the 97 of Kurt Busch, and still no caution. If Kurt can get it going, I don't think we'll allow a caution, but so far it isn't going.
Nope, he's sitting there.
And now the caution waves. Kurt Busch, the young driver from Las Vegas, Nevada, in the John Deere Ford, took over this car at Dover. Here is the replay.
And it looks like the 97 of Kurt Busch got into the left rear quarter panel of the car number 50 of Craven.
This is from Steve Parks on board.
Oh, Park gets into the back of the 97. Don't know how much damage that might have done. Now the leaders are all coming down pit road again.
Except Stewart, who has decided to stay out there and maintain track position.
Wow, that's huge. That is huge.
Here's John.
Johnny Benson is in. They'll do 4 tires this time. They took a half a pound of air pressure out of both rear tires. Also a round and a half of wedge in the right rear just to try and tighten the car up. Around to the left side now. Little trouble getting the jack underneath the car, but they finally get it up. Left side's going on. He'll be gone soon now to Dr. Jerry Punch. Likewise, 4 tires for Jeff Burton. Said no changes. The car was a little tight at the very beginning, but getting better and better. So no changes, 4 tires only. Bill Weber. 4 tires and fuel for Ricky Rudd. Another good stop for the 28.
And Robert Preston, the Jasper engine, that's 77. He gets a pretty good track position out of these pit stops. But Ned, I can't believe that Tony Stewart did not pit.
Yeah, I can't either. He either thought the others would not come in. Of course, when you're sitting there in the lead, you're vulnerable. You don't know if they're going to stop or not. And so I guess they chose not to. They'd only run about 40 laps since their last pit stop. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out.
Indeed, an interesting call. Tony Stewart stays out during the caution. He's going to be the leader. Kyle Petty is now second, followed by Jeff Gordon.
I guess the 24 didn't either.
Yeah, I think he did.
Did he pit? Did the 24 pit, John, that time? He did.
Yep. And the 40 car, I think, only took 2 tires.
Maybe Presley might have as well.
Guys, the 24 and the 2, from what we're seeing, took on right side tires only. Right. Rusty took right sides only. The 24 we're hearing took also only 2. So I guess everybody else will let you know, but that's the only 2 I could see so far.
I suppose Presley did as well.
I don't know that he was running. He's right in front of DJ, and he was running in that position before the caution. So
Okay, that's Tony Tolley?
Tolley.
Tony Tolley and Jamie Lawrence.
Oh, okay. 165 laps completed here at Martinsville Speedway in Virginia as we get set for a resumption of the NAPA AutoCare 500. Under caution due to an incident over in turn number 2 involving Ricky Craven and Kurt Busch. Neither Tony Stewart nor Kyle Petty, who's running second, pitted during this caution, and the 24 of Jeff Gordon and the 2 of Rusty Wallace only got right side tires.
I think Sterling Marlin only got right side tires as well.
I would see that the H car of Dale Earnhardt Jr. with those fresh tires trying to get a lap back. He's up there about to go by Tony Stewart.
He is 10 laps down, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is.
And here's a battle for the lead with Kyle Petty on the inside.
Trying to take advantage of the fact that Stewart was on the outside when Earnhardt went by.
Down to Bill Weber.
Well, Zipadelli and Stewart talked it over under the caution. They only had about 30 green flag laps on those tires. Tony said the car could be a little better in the center of the turns, but other than that, they felt the car was good. No reason to come in. They felt most guys would stay out behind them. They told Tony, do the best you can. Let's get an update on Kyle from John Kernan. Well, I talked to Kyle Petty's crew and asked them why they decided to stay out and not pit that time. They said, hey, you know what? The car was the best it has been all day long, and we're not here racing for points. We're here for experience. So let's try and get a little experience out in front of the pack.
Originally, there were no plans for Kyle to run this car this year. They were going to wait till next year, but Sprint has a presence here in this area of the country and also in the Miami area, so they have decided to run here and at Homestead later this year. So Kyle Petty right now running in the second position. He had a great run here last year, starting 4th and finishing 7th.
And they talk about getting the crew some experience in running the NASCAR Winston Cup race. And I think that's a very good idea to just see what's going on and just how tough it is on these weekends.
Jeff Gordon up ahead in 3rd. We're on board with Ricky Rudd, who's 4th. Right behind is Jeff Burton in 5th. And then comes Sterling Marlin in 6th. And then Earnhardt.
Earnhardt, of course, took on 4 tires. We mentioned that Sterling Marlin only took on 2. He had a very fast pit stop. Got him some good track position because he was running back in about 16th position before this caution came out. So he now is up to 6th, picked up about 10 spots.
And now Kyle Petty got up high, allowing Matt Kenseth to go by. And now Jeff Gordon closes right in on the rear spoiler of the 45 Sprint Pontiac.
I think if Sterling Marlin brushed the wall off turn 2 that time and allowed Dale. Oh, some piece of metal flew up against the outside retaining wall.
Wow. That is on the backstretch.
Meanwhile, Kyle Petty has lost the second position to Jeff Gordon. 3rd to, and the caution flag is waving. I guess the debris is caused the caution flag.
Matt Kenseth very alertly got one of his laps back.
He's now 6 laps down, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. did earlier. So he's 9 laps down, and the caution flag out again as the pace car comes out. Watch this now.
There, that piece of blind, it hits the good. It looks like the exhaust system. You see it? It's going to draw a circle, but it vanished. It just vanished. Looks like an exhaust system off someone's car.
Word is that it could be off the 40 car of Sterling Marlin.
Let's see, they're trying to pick it up over there.
A little warm, I bet, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little hot. We see Sterling Marlin hit the wall off turn 2. See the right side there where the Coors is knocked in, and we see the concrete dust on the right side tires. I don't see any tailpipes, so yeah, there's.
Using the shovels to.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, you with gloves on.
Not exactly the right tools for that job, but they got it done.
Absolutely. And nobody got burned.
I tell you, this could, whose ever car that is off of, that could create problems for them. Carbon monoxide and heat.
Yeah. Even hotter than it normally is inside that car.
Wally Dallenbach is in the pits with the hood up on his car. Now he gets back out, but he's going to lose a lap.